Alright guys, so welcome back to another video. As I said, I will be keeping you updated on all the World Finals news. And, well, we just got the biggest drop of news yet. And, not too sure what to think about this one. So, the Monster Jam press conference for World Finals 22 just dropped. There's good news, there's bad news, and there's terrible news. So, we're going to go over everything with this. There's a little bit of news from the parade on Broadway, which showed us the new Avenger. But we're going to get to that a little bit later. Right now, the main thing is that we're just going to go over the big pieces of news from this. We're going to start, so pretty much all the drivers, it was just like some interviews. We're going to start, though, right here. It wants to show up. So, what you're looking at is Barry Musauer and Kristen Anderson. Now, if you remember in 2019, there were things called team captains, but not for the World Finals. That was for the All-Star Challenge. And speaking of All-Star Challenge, they brought back a very similar event this year, the Superstar Challenge, to replace that event. And speaking of team captains, we have these two. Now, all year long, I've had the big theory that the Superstar Challenge would be Marvel versus Destruction. But it got revealed today that it is still going to be following the diecast lines, and that the lineup for the Superstar Challenge is going to be Nitro versus Neons. Nitro versus Neons. Yeah, no thanks. I don't know what to think about that. It's like, it's weird. There were definitely better choices. Team Nitro, Team Neon, I don't know who to choose yet. So Team Nitro, which Barry's the captain of, has Armando Castro confirmed. Now, on that note, Barry Musauer and Kristen Anderson will not be competing at the Superstar Challenge, and they're rather drafting teams. So it's like, it's pretty much like a game. They pick their characters, I guess, in this case. They pick their characters, or the drivers, and then they throw them on the field, and they see whose team wins. It's like a draft. It's really weird. I don't know. It's an odd thing, but Barry and Kristen aren't competing, so the first confirmed competitor is on Team Nitro, and it's Armando Castro, and the other confirmed competitor on Team Neon is Todd LeDuc. As we know, as everyone knows by now, Todd LeDuc hates Megalodon. He said several times he does not like driving Megalodon. He needs Blue Thunder, Metal Militia, Monster Energy. You probably saw the thing he was talking about. Megalodon just doesn't work for him. So what they surprised him with, well, was none other than a new Megalodon. I know that's exactly what he wanted. So, this is not a diecast. This is a real truck. Yep, that's a real thing right there. That's the Team Neon's Megalodon. Yeah, that's not very striking. So they made the body a very light blue, rather than whatever color it was before, kind of a silvery blue. And they gave it neon green sidewalls. Okay. That's the new truck right there, and that's his new ride. He's gonna drive that at the World Finals. That's a permanent thing until the end of this year, or whenever they do their next line. I don't even know what else there is. They already did Galaxy Gears, Zombie Hunters, Zombie Hunters never got an event, so it would be cool for them to bring that back, because I think that was a bit more likable than this. Probably says Team Neon right there. We can't tell. They gave us a bad photo, and I'm pretty sure I'm on HD. No, I'm on 720. Oh, that is the highest quality they gave us. Okay. Yeah, I don't know about that. Well, at least now, all the people complaining about how Corey and Todd were both just going to be a Megalodon, now we actually know that they are getting different trucks, like Gravedigger, except we got that. So, yeah. That does raise the question, will Kristen's truck have pink sidewalls? I'm gonna assume no. But at this point, with this now being released, I don't know what to expect anymore. This is really weird. I have no idea. What the heck? Okay. And then this is the model that it was based on. You could see, look at the look in his face. He's like, you could tell he's super disappointed by this thing. He's like, this is the real truck? Look at that. They at least could have put the effort into like purple rims or purple shocks. Even just purple shocks would have made a huge difference. Purple forelinks, purple shocks, purple rims, any of those things would have helped. But no, all they did was throw on neon green sidewalls and an ugly color body. Yeah, I mean, well, what I was about to say, because this is what I was kind of thinking with the Gravediggers too, with a couple of them, was maybe it would look cooler in real life, but this is the real life one. I don't know. We'll have to see what it's like in competition. So that's your first little piece of news right there. Nitro v Neon Superstar Challenge. Armando Castro's first driver on Nitro. Todd LeDoux's first driver on Neons. That's not the greatest news, especially with the look of that Megalodon. The drivers are great picks. The Nitro v Neons thing, it's kind of bad. I don't know. It's not my favorite thing. As far as good news goes, the World Finals is coming right next door to me. The bad news is that doesn't mean in State Farm Stadium. That means a state away. Yes, it's a state away in SoFi Stadium. Okay, whose idea was it to bring the World Finals to SoFi Stadium? Whose idea was this? Because I think it's fairly obvious that it's a cash grab here. It's one of the smallest stadiums in the entire country that they actually use. It's one of the smallest stadiums that Monster Jam's ever been in. I think Tacoma might even be bigger than SoFi Stadium. It's so small that rather than doing Cyclone style this year, they shortened it to St. Louis style. And now they decided, let's take that tiny stadium and cram the biggest event of the year in it. Why? Whose idea was it? And like, May 18th, so they moved it back to when everyone is still in school. July 1st, you know, everyone was out of school, but no, let's move it right back to when people have school. Let's make it in the smallest stadium possible. Why? You're not going to see any higher jumps. You're not going to see any bigger tricks. It's the smallest stadium there is. Is there a single stadium in, like, the standard stadium tours that Monster Jam visits that's smaller than SoFi Stadium? Maybe Miami. Maybe Miami. That's about it. Every other stadium is far bigger by a good margin than SoFi Stadium. I don't know whose idea it was, because right there is Angel Stadium, Ring Central Coliseum. In my state, there's State Farm Stadium, and all three of those places are massive. They're three of the biggest stadiums, if not the three biggest stadiums that Monster Jam goes to in this country. But with those three massive stadiums surrounding it, they choose to go to the smallest one possible. I just don't know why. Whose idea was it? What was the planning with this? Now, we don't know anything about this event, except Gravedigger will be there, Max D will be there, and Megalodon will be there on May 18th in SoFi Stadium. One of the worst, this is, the shock of the World Finals being moved, like, at first was, like, really, like, shocked a lot of people, but this is far worse. This is, like, terrible. I was okay with them leaving Sam Boyd, but leaving Sam Boyd to go to SoFi Stadium just because it's in LA and they'll get good sales is super dumb. And you know that it's just for sales because they even said it, one of the hottest venues in the country. That means that they're going to get way bigger sales than at any other stadium. So clearly they don't really care about whatever entertainment value they want to get out of the World Finals. If they're going to the hottest stadium in the country, they know that there's going to be a lot of people there, and they know that they're going to make a lot of money off of it. And that's like the really annoying part. And Angel Stadium's right there. That gets decent sales, I know. But no matter where you put the World Finals, a lot of people are going to go. So it doesn't matter where you put it, just don't put it in the smallest place possible. That was their only job, and they failed. I don't know how. As of right now, it doesn't give us an amount for 24 trucks. I don't know if that might mean 28 trucks. I don't know if that might mean 32 trucks. We don't know anything about the tour next year, except World Finals 23 and Portland. Those are the only things that we know right now. We don't know anything about lineups or anything like that. And then there's also an international event planned for next year, but all we know for that is Gravedigger and Max D, and if anyone's surprised by that, they clearly have not seen a single international show before. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of, it is what you make of it with this. It's cool that it's going to be one state over, and it's my best shot at ever being able to go to the World Finals. I wouldn't doubt being able to go, given that I'll be going to the Superstar Challenge in, November. Given that I'm going to be there, I wouldn't say it's super far out to probably be able to go to the World Finals. Just why did they put it there? There's so many other stadiums in California that aren't even that far from this. But why do you have to take it there? And the next thing, they're probably going to shut down Hollywood and do like a 5-truck parade down there like they did with Broadway. I don't know what their whole plan is with this. So yeah, that's all we know right now. And I'm gonna assume that there will be other Team Nitro trucks in the pit party. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I mean, there's gonna have to be 8 of them. Unless sometime they get lazy and they don't do that. I'm just really hoping that they also bring back fan selections for drivers. That was like one of their best ideas that they ever did. But I don't think they will. Maybe they will, but even then, right now the max amount of drivers that we could pick would be 14, and we already know that 4 of those drivers would be Gravedigger if it was a fan choice, so we'll have to see on that. The parade on Broadway, there's only really one piece of news from this. It was pretty boring. There was only like 5 trucks, or there was like 10, probably closer to 10, but the only worthwhile piece of news from this is this guy right here, the 2023 World Finals 22 Avenger design right here. So we got like a cowboy skeleton with an ear. I don't know, it's kind of odd. So it's definitely a very Western looking design. You can see with the Avenger name, which I also think is supposed to look like music notes for like City of Rock or whatever. I think those are supposed to look like music notes. And then we got like this guy, kind of cowboy look, probably to represent country, because like country music is like all over the place. So it looks like it's a mix of music and country with this Avenger design. It's by far the most basic design, but I think it is pretty cool. It could do with some more colors. It's kind of bland on it, like from a color perspective, but I think this part of it's really cool. The name's creative, and I think this kind of looks like a gun that the cowboy has, which also makes it kind of cool. But yeah, that's about it. There's like not very good news coming out of this. The only good news really that I pulled from this is that I'll be like right next to, I keep saying right next to it. The reason I say right next to it, even though I'm not in the state, is just because it's not on the East Coast anymore. And I was gonna go to World Finals 20 until they announced that it was gonna be in Orlando. So this is my like best chance since the Monster Jam World Finals started moving to actually make it to the World Finals. I'm just hoping while it's on the west side, maybe they do take it over to Glendale. I think that would be pretty cool. You never know. Maybe they would take it to like Seattle. Seattle would be a good choice. Glendale would be a good choice. Obviously, it's the biggest stadium. Ring Central Coliseum would be a great choice. Maybe the Alamo Dome would be good. That could be a pretty good one. I'm trying to think more on the west side since they've been on the east for a little while. They should go to Allegiant Stadium sometime. I don't think they will, but it would be cool since they kind of abandoned Vegas. So, yeah, that was just our news drop from this. So the Superstar is going to be Nitro Neons. We have Neon Megalodon announced. We have some of the lineup announced. World Finals is going to SoFi Stadium next year. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this new news in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching. It's not the greatest news to me, but Maybe it is to you, so let me know how you feel about this news, and I'll see you guys next time.